When you think of the Masters, you think birdies, azaleas, and the soft whisper of Jim Nantz calling a Sunday finish. But this year, things were different. This year, the Green Jackets met a gold standard in women's sports. Caitlin Clark, basketball's buzzer-beating phenom, the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, and the face of a sports revolution, stepped onto Augusta's hallowed grounds. And just like that, all eyes were on her. Not a swing of a club, not a leaderboard shuffle. It was Clark who stole the show. Nelly Corda said, "To see the influence that she has on people, bringing people out here, and how amazing an influence she is for sports, that was really cool to see firsthand today." From highlight reels on hardwood to headline-stealing moments on the fairway, Caitlin's presence turned Augusta into something new. A crossover stage where basketball and golf collided and fans just couldn't get enough. This wasn't simply another celeb sighting, this was a cultural shift. A moment that made us all ask, what happens when the most electric athlete in the country steps into the calmest sporting cathedral on earth? She's used to draining threes from the logo, but at Augusta National, Caitlin Clark brought a whole new kind of precision game. Fresh off a record-shattering college career, including over 3,900 career points, the most in NCAA Division I basketball history, Clark made a surprise appearance at the Masters, and just like that, golf's most traditional stage got hit with a whole new kind of star power. She wasn't just passing through, Clark lit up the scene, featured on the Masters' official YouTube series, photographed across Augusta, and trending across social media. One post alone racked up over 1.3 million views in just 24 hours. Caitlin, "It's just so peaceful here. Everyone's locked in. No phones, no distractions. You can just be in the moment." And this wasn't her first time teeing it up. Clark has played in multiple Pro-Am tournaments, including the prestigious Annika Pro-Am in Florida, where she shared the course with golf legends like Nelly Corda and Annika Sorenstam. This crossover moment wasn't just a vibe, it was a movement. The Masters, typically pulling in 10 million viewers for its final round, got a brand new audience, Caitlin Clark fans. And if her basketball poll is any clue, that's a big deal. Her college games boosted viewership by over 100%, with her final NCAA game drawing 18.9 million viewers, the most watched women's college basketball game ever. She didn't make a single putt, and yet somehow, Caitlin Clark became the most talked about figure at Augusta National. While golf's greatest legends chased green jackets, the cameras and the clicks followed Clark. Her presence dominated timelines and headlines alike. Golf.com's tweet featuring her went viral within minutes. Caitlin Clark's a big fan of threes, no matter the sport. It was retweeted thousands of times and quickly picked up by ESPN, Bleacher Report, and nearly every major sports outlet. On YouTube, her interview on the Masters Under the Umbrella series shot past 300,000 views in a weekend, unheard of for a golf side chat. Even the official Masters social media channels posted photos of her alongside icons like Jim Nantz and Peyton Manning. One image featuring Clark laughing with Nantz beneath Augusta's towering pines racked up over 1 million impressions on Instagram in under 48 hours. Clark's name was trending nationally on Twitter right alongside Tiger and Eamon Corner. Reddit golf threads were filled with unexpected crossover chatter, with one post titled, "Why is Caitlin Clark the most magnetic thing at the Masters?" getting thousands of upvotes. And on TikTok, hundreds of fan clips, stitched reactions, and replays of her moments at Augusta flooded For You pages, with the hashtag Clark at the Masters hitting over 2 million views by Monday morning. It was the kind of viral moment that's rare in golf and virtually unheard of for a women's basketball player during a golf major. This was bigger than content, it was culture. Clark didn't need a press release to make an impact. Her just being there said enough that women's sports deserves this kind of spotlight, that basketball stars can cross over and feel right at home on golf's biggest stage, and that fan energy isn't limited to any one sport anymore. The numbers proved it, the buzz confirmed it. Caitlin Clark didn't just visit Augusta, she took it over. No courts, no crowd screaming her name, no phones lighting up with texts, tweets, or ESPN alerts. Just the rustle of pine needles and the soft thud of golf balls landing on manicured fairways. For Caitlin Clark, Augusta National wasn't just another sports venue, it was a reset button. She called it the most peaceful place she's ever been, and coming from someone who spent the last 2 years playing in packed arenas, breaking records, and becoming the face of a movement, that's saying something. What stood out most for her? The phone-free policy. In a world where every moment is documented, clipped, and shared instantly, Augusta stands alone. No phones are allowed on the grounds during tournament play. For Clark, who's constantly under the glare of social media and national media coverage, that silence was priceless. You can tell everybody's so invested, she said in her master's interview. They're not scrolling, they're present. They're actually watching the greatness in front of them, and that's what drew her in. While most fans know her for her logo threes and jaw-dropping court vision, Clark is also a deeply introspective athlete. She craves space to breathe, and Augusta gave her that. Instead of being the center of a sports circus, she was just another fan walking the course, talking to people like Josh Allen and Luke Combs, soaking it all in. The difference was palpable. No selfie moms, no backcourt pressure, just national conversation and shared appreciation for sport. She said it herself, there's just nothing like this. That sense of calm is rare in today's sports world. Arena noise is replaced with bird song, the hum of cell phones becomes the hush of a respectable gallery, and for someone who's shouldered the weight of expectations, interviews, endorsements, and historic performances, it was exactly what she needed. Clark didn't go to Augusta to chase attention, she went there to step away from it. And in doing so, she reminded the world of something we often forget. Even the brightest stars need stillness, even game changers need quiet, and sometimes the best way to stay locked in is to simply unplugged. Coming off of a historic college career where she became the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, men's or women's, with 3,951 points, Clark was drafted #1 overall by the Indiana Fever in the 2024 WNBA draft. The ripple effects were immediate. Her impact, quantifiable. Indiana Fever's home game attendance jumped by over 320%, and national WNBA viewership saw a revival spike, with preseason games being broadcast nationally for the first time in years. Clark's presence also helped secure a $2 billion media rights deal for the WNBA starting in 2026. She brings in fans by the millions. 18.9 million viewers tuned in for her final NCAA championship appearance, making it the most watched women's college basketball game of all time, outdrawing the World Series and NBA Finals games in 2023. And then she brought all of that momentum to Augusta National. Clark's golf coach, former LTBA pro Martha Foyer-Falconer, says her swing is natural and sharp. Golf is part of her DNA. Her handicap hovers in the mid-teens, and she's known to shoot in the low 80s. She's even said she plans to bring her clubs on NBA road trips. In a sport long dominated by tradition and male legends, Clark's presence was a shift, not just in the spotlight, but in perception. Her casual comfort next to icons like Jim Nantz and Peyton Manning wasn't about celebrity, it was about belonging. Photos of Clark laughing beneath Augusta's pines didn't just go viral, they broke barriers. For many fans, it was the first time a women's basketball star was treated as an equal on golf's most sacred turf. And this wasn't just a cool moment, it was a culture check. Women athletes haven't often been invited to places like Augusta, but Clark didn't wait to be invited. She showed up and the world responded. She's not just making appearances, she's rewriting expectations one swing at a time. When she's not draining logo threes or lighting up the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is proving she's a true athlete of all trades and having an absolute blast while doing it. From the golf course to the football field, Clark's passion for sports runs deep, and her infectious energy is turning every game she touches into must-see entertainment. Long before she was breaking NCAA records, Clark was dominating the diamond. As a kid, her rocket arm at shortstop left opponents stunned and teammates scrambling to catch her laser throws. But true to form, Clark craved a faster pace, and basketball's non-stop action hooked her for good. Still, that softball swagger, it never left. You can see it in her no-look passes and fearless drives to the rim. Clark's athleticism isn't confined to a single arena. Growing up, she traded basketball sneakers for soccer cleats, tennis rackets, and volleyball knee pads, mastering the art of the crossover long before she hit the court. It's no surprise she moves with such grace on the hardwood. She's been training like an all-star since day one. Caitlin Clark came to Augusta National as a basketball superstar, but she left as something far bigger, a symbol of possibility. In a single weekend, she redefined what it means to be a modern athlete, blending competition with curiosity, excellence with authenticity, and spotlight with stillness. The Masters will always be about green jackets and aim in corner, but now, thanks to Clark, it's also about the moment golf and basketball collided and the world leaned in. Because when Caitlin Clark shows up, the game changes even when the game isn't hers to play. Mic drop, birdie putt, nothing but net.